Hey everyone, I want to make an update video for this week, and a couple things I want to talk about is carb loading, and that's something that I definitely want to try to do more. I accidentally did it on Saturday with a pancake before I did cardio, and it felt wonderful. So it's something I did it again yesterday during my lift, and it felt really good to do, and it benefited me a lot. I think that and caffeine, kind of a dual threat with that. I always just had a little bit of whey before, a little bit of whey after, and then that was it. I never thought about, carbs or any of that stuff before. But now I really want to focus on that, not just for the meet or whatever, but also for my general lifting, to have some carbs before and have not really focus on carbs after, but then really have the carbs before, the caffeine, and then go hit my lifts and then feel great because I'm on carbs. Carbs, they're great energy. I bought a new scale. It's a digital one. It says my body fat, but it says I'm at like 15%. And I also will lose a percent randomly if I lose like a pound in water weight, because it's not very accurate in that regard. But my weight on there is actually pretty accurate. When I bought it, it said I lost 3 more pounds than I thought I was based on my needle scale. It's old-fashioned. I guess it's a little heavy because it says 188 on there. It still does, like 188, 187. But on my other one, like this morning, I was 185, and then usually I'm like 184, 183 that I have been recently. And those are huge lows for me. I'm within a couple pounds of 181, so I'm really excited that my cut or my water shedding or whatever will not be that bad and won't be unbearable or anything. It will actually be pretty natural because I fluctuate a couple pounds anyway naturally, and all that will be me is kind of just focusing on going down instead of up like I usually do. And now on to my attempts for the meet. I will be, for my squats, it'll be first one, they all have to be converted to kilograms, so I'm assuming a lot of these will be a little bit above or below. And for my squats, I have 405, 415, and then 435 planned. And it really depends. The first one, I'll probably go close to the 400 and then base my second to just how the first one feels and whatnot. And for bench, the first one is 265. And for that one, since 265 is pretty manageable for me, I'll probably go closer to 270 if the kilograms give me that option, and then progress up from there, whether it's 275, a little bit more, a little bit less, and the same with 285, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on the kilograms. But 280 is my current PR. Ideally, I'd like to make a PR, but I'm more concerned about hitting all my second attempts and being good to go in that regard. For my deadlift, first one I want to do is 535, which I'll probably do a little bit more if given the option. And the second one I have is 575, but if given the option, probably do a little bit less than that based with the kilograms. And then my last one I want to try for sure is 600, and with the kilogram option, I'll probably go a little bit above to make sure I hit that 600-pound milestone. And it's something that I'm not sure if I'll be able to hit. I may be able to grind out. I may be too tired from my other lifts to do that. I may be tired from just the meet in general, or I may be able to grind it out. And it's something I want to attempt because it's a huge milestone. And if I'm going to make any sort of crazy PR with any of my lifts, it's going to be on the deadlift, just because that's my best lift, and I'm good at grinding out weights for that. And I don't need to hit it. Like if I know it's 600, it's not that big of a deal. My second attempts are my important ones to get me qualified for the meet that's in November. My first attempts will qualify me for everything that's in July because those aren't too crazy. And yeah, I'm not really at the point now. I think like the next total, if I hit all my totals with pounds, it would be like 1320 total. But for anything to qualify as like the Open for the Masters, it was like 1355. So it was pretty out of range unless I just went absolutely crazy on the bench or something. But I'm too far away from that. So my third attempts are just basically will all be hopefully PRs. If they don't feel very good, then I'll go under for the other ones and try to get as much highest possible total as I can. So that's the biggest thing, is first qualify. That's my number one goal. Excuse me, qualify for the meet in July and November. My second goal is to PR as a total. And my current PR, or my current best, I guess, is the only time I did it at 1290. And so hopefully over 1300 would be perfect, but anything above 1290 is fine. And then my third goal is to PR an individual lift. So that's my third priority is the individual lifts themselves. Because I'm in a new atmosphere. It's my first meet. I'm not too concerned about making crazy PRs or anything. As long as I qualify for the other meets and then have the experience of doing a powerlifting meet, I'll be good to go. And Seth and I are going to get singlets and stuff today. I'll probably get some sort of singlet that has some sort of color on the side that's not just black, because I've listened to a couple of different videos that said that it's easier to see depth if you don't have just a straight black singlet. So I want to look for something that's like that. If not, then I'll just put chalk or something on me so it's a little easier for the referees to see. Get long socks, all that fun jazz, and then I'll have one more week until the meet that's next Saturday. And so I'll have two lifts next week. One will be a little bit heavier. I'll work probably close to my first attempt, probably a little bit under for most of them. Work to maybe, I don't know what percentage, maybe 85% or 90% or so of my 1 rep max for a single, and then do a couple of back offsets on Monday, and then Thursday just do back offsets without a heavy single or anything, and focus on the competition style lifts, and focus on doing the commands and the motor patterns and all that sort of stuff. And then come Saturday, be a beast, weigh in, hit all my lifts, feel great, and then go eat some pizza at night and enjoy the fact that my cut can be over for now. And my goal, weight-wise, after Saturday is to stay probably under 190. I don't really want to float above 190 because I'm in the summer, assuming I qualify for the meet that's in July and the one that's in November, I want to stay at that 181 weight class as long as I can. Obviously, in a couple of years, I'll probably put on muscle mass, and I won't be able to unless I cut muscle mass, and I don't want to do that. So eventually, I'll be at the 198. But right now, obviously, I'm like at 183 after I use the restroom. So I'm well within like the 181 range, and it'd be a huge stretch to go up to the 198. Plus, everything's easier to qualify. I'm more competitive, and if I can get to that weight now, I might as well do it while I can, especially in the junior class, because it's going to look a lot better. And once I'm over 23 and not able to, then I'll probably be at the point where it'll be harder for me to even get to the 181 anyway. But anywho, that's about it that I have to share with you all today. If you have any thoughts or comments or anything, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.